Jose, hello. Could I just start by asking you the latest on Marco van Ginkel's injury? Do you have a clearer idea yet as to when he may be back?
He had already surgery, and the surgery went well. The doctor is happy with the way the surgery was made. But now he has to wait, and he has to wait for a long time. And it's very sad for a kid that was going to an important season for his development, for his evolution. But that's football, sometimes happen, and we'll lose a player for almost the whole season. But more important,
Before the end of the season? Do you think he might play before the end of the season, or is he?
I think 5 months, 6 months is a long time. So to be back, probably when the season is hot and the clubs are playing crucial matches, and to be back directly for that, we don't know. But let's see. The important thing now is not us, is not the squad, is not that we lost a player. I think the important thing now is only the kid, and the kid is in good hands, and we made immediately the decision after the game that the kid needed the surgery, and Dr. Bielski is very happy with the way everything is gone. So now it's time to rest. It's time to let the time fly faster as possible, and after that start his recovering process. We have very good physios here with experience of cruciate ligament, so the kid will be like new for sure.
A lot was made at Old Trafford about how difficult Manchester United's start to the season was, but I mean, your first 6 games, away to United, away to Everton, and now away to Tottenham, it's not exactly been easy either, has it?
You know, I think beginning of the season, many things depend on fixtures, and of course, especially in this country, every match is difficult, and you never know when you are going to lose points. But the reality is that you cannot compare, for example, Man United fixtures where they played Chelsea, they played Liverpool, and they played City. You cannot compare that with fixtures of other teams. I think after Man United, you look at us, and you are right. Man United away, Everton away, Tottenham away. And you look at other contenders, and the picture was different. So I think I'm not here to defend Man United, not at all. But the reality is that they had a start where if you win every game, you are like exploding in the right direction. But if you lose matches, if you lose points, it's something quite normal. So I think the important thing for the teams in this moment is not to let distances grow up a lot. But the reality is that some teams they had and this is consequence of a draw. I think is a pure draw. I don't think there is anything grey on that. It's just. But in the end of the day, as I was saying in the beginning, you have to play 19 matches at home, 19 matches away, and in the end of the season, you see how many points you get and how many points your opponent gets. But the beginning of the season, people sometimes stays impressed by one team that has more points than another team that doesn't have so many points. But the quality of the opponents play also a role.
Last season, Mata scored twice as Chelsea came from 2-1 down to win 4-2 at White Hart Lane. Does he have any chance of being the match winner again this time?
Yeah.
Did he impress you against Swindon then?
I liked. Yeah, of course. We are speaking with all the respect, but we are speaking about a team that is 2 divisions below us, but the professional attitude doesn't matter who do you play against, and his attitude was very, very good. I think he made a big effort to come in my direction. So when a player makes a big effort to come in my direction, the only thing I can do is to go in his direction too. So the last match against Fulham, he was not selected, and I can imagine that from now, if he keeps working that way and adapting to my way of think the football I want the team to play, I think the natural tendency is the opposite one, is to be in the team.
Are you looking forward to taking on Andre Villas-Boas for the first time?
No, I look forward to play against Tottenham as always. Always big matches, always good matches. I play them with Harry, I play them with Martin. I play them also in my first season, I think Jacques Santini, and I always like to do because I know there is rivalry, I know it's one more London derby, and I like these matches.
How would you describe your relationship with Andre?
I don't describe it because I'm not a kid to discuss relationships with the media. I think it's a personal thing, and I'm not a kid to discuss this with you.
And he says the relationship...
I don't care of what he says. I'm here not to comment what he says or to know what he says. I'm not interested.
Would it be all the sweeter though to beat his team?
No. I played a Champions League final against a club where the manager was somebody very important in my career, somebody that gave me the chance to grow up and teach me so many things, and I had to play against him in a Champions League final, and I did it in a professional way, and he did in a professional way, and I think that's the way you have to do.
How much credit do you feel you should take though for what he's achieved since you two have gone your separate ways?
I have no idea. You have to ask him, not to me. It's not my problem. I had so many assistants in my career. I was always an open book to all of them. I'm trying to do the same now in Chelsea with Chris Jones, with Steve Holland, with people that is working with me for the first time. I try to be also an open book to the coaches in the academy. So I am an open book. After that, if they want to read the book or not, is their problem, is not my problem.
Would it be fair to say then that you won't be having a glass of wine with Andre after the game tomorrow?
When people invite me, I always go. I never refuse in the Premier League. When opposite manager invite me, I never refuse.
Just one last one for me. How serious a rival do you think Tottenham might prove to be this season in terms of the Premier League title?
I think they are a big contender. I think they are. I think when a team for 2 consecutive years with Harry, they qualify for Champions League. They play Champions League till, I don't know, quarter-final, like 16, but I know it was Tottenham against Real Madrid in Harry's time. The next year, they also finish 4th, and they don't play Champions because Chelsea finish after them, but won the Champions League. But in these 2 years, the team went to that level. Last year, they did the same. They did worse, but the team was a team with big quality. This season, they have the same manager for the 2nd consecutive years. they were the champions of the market. They bought a lot of players, and all of them international players with quality. The squad is very, very good, because probably before was a bit of a difference between the first choice players and the second line players. In this moment they have two teams, and you could see against Aston Villa where they played with many players that didn't play the previous match against Swansea, and they are a very good team. So I think they are a big contender, because the quality of the team is very good.
Jose, obviously you and Andre Bas go back a long way, so are you slightly disappointed when you see him come out and say our relationship
It's enough. It's enough for me. It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. As I was saying, I'm not a kid to discuss these kind of things with the media. You know, if I have something to discuss with Steve, you know, we go upstairs, we have lunch, and we speak about it. I'm not discussing here in front of you. So for me, there is no point.
So it's disappointing that he chose to.
No, I'm not disappointed. I'm just here to speak about anything you want related to the game, not related to this situation.
Do you think you helped him along the way?
I think nothing. I don't think nothing at all. I think I have a match tomorrow, and I think I'm going to try to help my team to get a good result. That's my job.
You spoke of Tottenham and contending for the title. For you, since you've come back, has anything surprised you? Has anything changed from when you were last here?
In relation to?
Just the Premier League.
No, the Premier League is obviously different. In our time, in our time was a clear race between Chelsea and Man United, and that was proven because we won twice. Man United won, I think, twice. Chelsea won once. Man United won again. So finally, Man City broke that period of blue and red dominance. In this moment, the situation is different, because I think the top six, if you can call that, with all the respect for the other teams that are working to be also there inside of that group, but I think any one of the six teams can be first. Any one of the six teams can be sixth. So in my time, that was not possible. There were two fantastic football teams, probably better than any team in this moment. I think Chelsea 2004-05 and Man United 2005-06 were better than any one of the teams that are competing now. But in this moment, are six teams competing for the positions, and I think that's the beauty of the league. So instead of people complain that we all lost matches and complain that no one of us has 15 points, I think it's better like this. It's better like this.
Jose, do you
Hey,
miss?
what angels, man? What angels in your question?
Do you miss Andre?
I have nothing to say. Nothing at all.
Do you think you could be friends again then?
I have nothing at all. No? I miss my wife and my kids, and I saw them at 7 o'clock before I came here.
But it seems weird.
It's
You were
enough.
together for 7 years and then it kind of broke down.
I think Jose's made that clear. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Gary?
Jose, in selling Bale to Real Madrid and then bringing in the number of signings that they have at Tottenham, it's been one football commentator said it's like selling Elvis and bringing in the Beatles. How would you describe it?
I don't describe. I describe as the way I have to describe, and not be criticized for that because it's part of my job. I just analyze opponents, and when I analyze Tottenham as an opponent, I think they have a much better squad now than they had the season before. And nobody can criticize me for that opinion. consequence of my professional analysis, and I think they have a much better squad. And because you win titles with squads, you don't win titles with a especially good player. I think they are much more contenders than they were before.
They've always been linked to maybe a Champions League spot finish, but as you say, title contenders. Could this therefore be the closest derby between these two teams in terms of quality in the Premier League?
I don't know. It's the early stage of the season still. They are in front of us in the table. They have the manager for 1 year and a few months. We have just a few months. I don't know, but the derby is a derby, and I used to say that even when there is a big difference, which is not the case, but even when there is a big difference of quality between the two teams, a derby is a derby, and you never know what is going to happen. So that unpredictability of the results, I think, is always present.
Press conferences can be taken out of context of headlines. There were times, mainly throughout that press conference, in which Andre would talk fondly of his time as a scout review, said that he's taken many successful qualities that you gave him and uses them in his strategy. Was he a good student? Do you see yourself in some of the work you've done?
Kerry, I think Andre's already expressed that he's not going to discuss it. But Matt, let's go to you.
There's another derby coming up in the fourth round of the Capital One Cup. What are your thoughts on the schedule of the fixture?
My thoughts is that I have to make a decision, but probably my decision is that the under-21 team will have a very good experience to play the Capital One Cup.
Because you have to prioritise the Man City game.
We play Sunday against Man City, and we play Tuesday against Arsenal. When the people that decide the fixtures play us on the Tuesday after a Sunday match, and Arsenal plays on a Saturday and has 2 days. It's something that I have to accept because I have no other option. But I have to prioritize, yes. And the league is more important. And after that, we go to Newcastle too, and probably it will be a good chance for the kids to play a good match.
In terms of the next week, you hope to go to Steaua Bucharest next week. How big a game and how important is that game, considering you lost the bar?
Which game?
Steaua Bucharest.
Steaua.
Yeah.
We cannot lose, and probably we have to win. I think with 12 points you qualify. It's very difficult that you don't qualify with 12 points. We have probably less, but let's put the thing in the highest point. So we still have 15 points to fight for, so we still have a space to make a mistake. But when you make a mistake in the first game, you don't want to make the mistake in the second game too. If not, you are in trouble. Happens to me with Inter. We made mistake in the first, we made mistake in the second. We went to the third game, and if we don't win, we are out immediately in the third game. So I know what that is. So we'll have to try to go to Bucharest and to win, to try to make a little balance with the 3 points we lost at home.
Just one more. In terms of team use for tomorrow, is Frank Winkle the only injury? Are there any other injuries?
We have Ramirez, which we cannot say at this moment. He's selected because I hope he can, but he left the game against Sweden. The recovery process is going slow. He didn't train. He didn't train with the team. Let's wait. I hope he plays. I would like him to play. We are doing everything for him to play.
I'm just going to do one more before we wrap up this session. Yes, at the back.
Yeah, we know how Bobby Robson has been important in your career and in Andre Villas-Boas too.
Why?
Bobby Robson
Yeah.
has been important in your career, and Andre Villas-Boas too,
Why?
because he was like a teacher for him
Where?
before you, no?
I don't know. There's something new done.
Do you have a question? Do you have a question?
Yes.
What? Sorry, no, just the question was, do you think that his spirit would be in White Hart Lane tomorrow?
Yes?
The spirit of Bobby Robson would be in White Hart Lane tomorrow
Why?
because of the importance he had for you and the Villas-Boas.
But where he works with Andre? I don't understand.
Okay, thanks guys. We'll stop there. Cameras off, please. We'll move to